Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back here again with another video. We're here to check out Zack D Films' 19 of his creepiest fiction stories. And I feel like this would be a really good time to introduce one of my friends, Ned. Ned, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Ned, aka The Spoken Shelf.
Yes, he has a book review channel, and I'll be leaving his link down in the description down below, or pinned in the comment section. He does a lot of good book reviews. It makes really good channels, so you know what you should read or what you shouldn't read, or what's the goods, pros, and cons. So please go ahead and give it a check out. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into this. You know where the links are. Let's go and play.
As they pulled up to the Haunted Lighthouse, his friend told him that anyone who went up never came back down. No bodies, no answers, just gone forever. He warned his friend not to go, but curiosity got the better of him. He told him he would call from the top to prove he was okay. Phone in hand, he stepped through the door and disappeared up the stairs. The climb was long, but at the top there was nothing, really. Just a quiet room and an ocean view. Not scary at all. He pulled out his phone, but there was no service. And that's when he noticed it. A small room off to the side. In it was an old rotary phone, still connected. He picked it up and called his friend, and let him know he was speaking from an old phone he found in this cool room. The friend froze. There was no phone or room in this lighthouse. He circled the base, looked up, and saw him standing on an old rotting plank, holding his cell phone. A gust of wind came hard off the sea. The call cut out, and only the lighthouse remained.
I have a few questions. You saw a random phone and you decided to use it? Like that right there. This level of awareness needs to be studied, because ain't no way me and my black reflexes I'd survive any horror movie, really. And for some weird reason, I feel like I get snuffed out at the first scene. I don't know why, but it's just crazy these days, ain't it?
And the fact that it's a rotary phone, is this the early 1990s? We still doing this?
That's another thing too. Why would you use it? Like, again, you found a random phone in a room that's supposedly haunted, and it was a rotary phone. No one uses those anymore. Why did you? Obviously, he was hallucinating. Whatever it was, went ahead and messed with his brain, and obviously it ended in his demise. But my goodness, dear goodness, man, what were you thinking?
They set up a baby monitor to keep an eye on their daughter, because recently they had noticed open drawers and crooked window blinds, things that made them uneasy. The camera was a way to make sure nothing odd was happening. Hours later, in the middle of the night, the monitor crackled awake, instantly jolting her from sleep. She glanced at the screen and saw her husband standing over the crib, cradling their baby. She felt relieved until she realized her husband was lying right next to her. Panic surged as she grabbed a baseball bat and bolted into the nursery. She turned on the light, and her husband spun around, startled, clutching their baby. If this was her husband, then who was in her bed? While he...
Okay, that's unsettling. That is unsettling. Like, nah, listen. Bro was about to go ahead and bean this man in the back of the head, but now I'm like, bro, now you gotta bean whoever's in your bed now. It's crazy.
Who's been stalking you, lady? Let's look at your Instagram. Who's been talking to you?
Are you sure he's just here for the wife? For all we know, he's here for the husband. Who knows? I'm trying to steal his life, or that just might be an anomaly, a doppelganger, if you will.
Yeah, it's 2026. It could be the husband. You're right.
It definitely might be a Mandela catalog type situation. Who knows?
He was studying. A hand reached through the window and dropped a velvet case onto his desk. Inside were two glowing contact lenses. He slid one onto each eye.
Again with this level of awareness, why are you just putting random things in your eye?
That a guy dropped off.
This guy all black cloaked, and he just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and here, kid, use this. You know that happened to me once? Some guy in a black SUV tried to offer me two 24-karat gold rings at a gas station. randomly.
It's
I
the
said
weirdest
no.
DoorDash delivery ever.
Greatest DoorDash delivery ever. Get out of there.
And immediately, the text on the page moved. Diagrams animated, labels slid in place, and the answers appeared right on the paper. Every problem was solved before he even finished reading it. On the way out of the library, he saw the man who gave him the lenses watching in the distance. During labs, the lines he needed to cut appeared as paths. And when taking a test, every question lit up with answers only he could see. He graduated at the top of his class and saw the mysterious man again in the crowd. Years passed by, and he became a legend in the industry. While operating, overlays hovered over organs, showing him exactly what to do. And every single one of his patients survived. After years of this, the call came. The president had suffered a stroke live on air. Emergency surgery was needed, and he was their best bet. His hands were shaking as he scrubbed in, but as he stood over the president, the lenses immediately brightened, drawing neat paths across the failing heart. He began to push the scalpel into the skin, but then everything disappeared. There was nothing to guide his hands. Shaking, he pushed the scalpel anyway and cut too deep. Blood spurted up over his arms, and it was too late. Monitors were flatlining. The president was dead. The crowd was horrified as they looked down at the body, except for one man. He was completely unfazed, with a faint smile on his face as he turned and walked away.
The man was playing the long game. He decided, hey, you know what? This guy looks useful, and waited all these years just so for this one moment. The election was rigged.
That's the longest presidential assassination attempt ever.
Bro had that man picked out way as a senator. He said, you know what? This guy might become the next president. I think I have the greatest idea ever, and no one's going to link it back to me. I mean, he might be right about that part, but really? Bro, we were in 2020, what? 2020, hold on, wait 1 minute. How long has it been? Like, I gotta see this.
Saw the mysterious man again.
Why didn't anyone question the fact there was a guy in a fedora with
passed.
Sunglasses on inside?
It went from 2025 all the way, like, so this thing went on for like 5+ years. I have a feeling like that president had probably just gotten in.
Probably.
Dang it. You're thinking that with all that years, you would think that you have developed the ability to remember. I mean, you went to school for it, but I guess this is another lesson or another moral to the story. Cheating doesn't get you anywhere. It just makes you more dependent on the tool than on your own knowledge and skills, because you develop none.
Yeah.
Because all you've done is just say, okay, cut here. That's it.
He didn't learn anything. He just followed, like, it's like when you trace over a picture and say you drew it. You didn't draw it. You don't have the skill for it. You just traced a picture.
He woke up to banging coming from downstairs. The clock read 3:34 a.m.
This always happens at 3 o'clock in the morning. I tell you, it never stops, like on CSI NY.
He checked his parents' room, empty. He went downstairs, but as he reached the living
Now, kid, why in the world would you just barge into your friend's room? Now, if that knocking was actually anything, you would have walked in, your parents are over here clapping cheeks. That's crazy work. Like, that's...
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Like, you hear knocking coming down from the door. Like, listen, you ain't hear no yelling, no nothing. You just went ahead and just said, parents, what are you doing in here?
Trying to give you a little brother.
Oh, no. That traumatized the child. No.
room, he saw men stealing the TV. Terrified, he ran upstairs and locked his door. Then the banging started. He woke up, believing it was a dream, but the clock still read 3:34 a.m. Scared, he went downstairs to reassure himself. But the men were in the kitchen, yelling at his parents. He ran back upstairs just as the banging started. He woke up again. It was 3:34 a.m. This time, he stayed awake for 36 hours, haunted by the endless loop. There was a staircase in the middle of the village that led
Wait, what? That's how it ends? Hold on a minute. Yo, I don't like how that ended.
No, it's like this guy had the story and he wrote down what he could remember before he passed out and went to sleep himself, and then he couldn't remember how it ended and just thought, nah, that's enough.
Like, I could see, like, at the end, he probably did all that, stayed awake for 36 hours so that he would be so drop dead tired that he wouldn't have the ability to dream. But the endless loop of just waking up at 3:34 a.m., yeah, that might be an issue.
straight into the sky with no end in sight. Twice a year, they held Ascension Day, where they chose a name out of a barrel. It was a great honor to be chosen. The villagers would beam with pride. His sister fixed his hair and gave him a tearful hug. She would see him again when she was chosen.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't go ahead and go up there and not come back with some golden eggs from a goose from the giant, I'm telling you, we having a problem. I didn't send you up there so you be over here talking sweet nothings to the sky maidens. Now, you better make your way down here and make me rich.
The elder pressed on his chest and studied him for a moment. Then he stepped aside without a word. He climbed as the villagers cheered. But as she watched the cloud swallow him, something felt terribly wrong. Later that night, she snuck through the village and got to the base of the stairs. Climbing them without being chosen meant your name could never be called. If she did this, she might never see her brother again. But she couldn't shake the unease, so she started climbing. As the village disappeared below, the air got thinner and it was cold. She found a door. It opened with a groan. Inside was a long table with two strange figures at either end. One of the figures reached out and lifted the lid from the largest tray. She froze in disbelief. It was her brother, tied like a roast, an apple jammed in his mouth. His eyes were blinking. He was still alive. She turned to go get help, but the wind slammed the door shut.
It was a whole sacrifice. Whole sacrifice. You know what? She was very right to be, concerned. I guess in a sense you could go ahead and place this in like a different variant of Jack and the Beanstalk.
Very sci-fi twisted type aspect, yes.
He got into his time machine and set the dial for ancient Rome. It landed with a loud crack. As it opened, he stepped out. And as the dust cleared, he realized he was right in the middle of a Roman army. A soldier grabbed his arm, but he managed to pull out of his grasp, leaving behind his watch. He ran back as a spear whizzed past his head. He punched his return coordinates. The machine landed in silence. As it opened, he saw nothing but gray skies and dead trees. Behind him was a city in ruins. A massive statue was half buried in the ash. It was an emperor, with one arm reaching out of the ground, and on the wrist was a watch. His watch. In the street ahead, he saw a crushed warhead casing, with his watch etched into its side. You see, the soldier had kept it that day. Roman engineers took it apart. They studied its gears, its strange metals, its hidden power. They cracked the battery. They discovered energy, built machines, and forged weapons far beyond their time. They advanced too far, too fast. He ran to the machine to go retrieve the watch, but the spear had torn a massive hole, meaning he was stuck in a timeline that never should have existed, all because of his watch.
That is an insane, I get it. You're not supposed to interfere with what goes on in history. And this would be, just leaving that watch by itself was enough to just tear open a hole in, it just messed everything up.
Why would the spear affect a time machine? What was that spear made out of?
Well, not necessarily what the spear is made out of, but what is the time machine made out of?
Right.
He threw that thing I guess he threw that thing hard, bro.
Yeah, seriously, what is that time machine made out of? Paper mache?
That's what I was thinking. Like, damn. Crazy. But let's see what the next one is.
He would steal the dog and take it home with him, but this
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, bro. Like, look at this guy. Hold on. Let me zoom it on this guy's face.
he would
Like, this guy looks evil. Like, look at this guy. He up to no.
God.
He definitely looks like looks like he's up to no good. Like, look at this guy. Dastardly deeds afoot.
He does weird things to dogs.
Oh boy.
He would steal the dog and take it home with him. But this wasn't just a random pet. You see, he did his research beforehand, hanging out in dog parks and looking for emotional owners. You know, the ones who loved their pets as if they were kids. Then he would follow them home, stake out the house, and take their dogs. Soon, the lost dog posters would appear, and when he offered his help, they always agreed money was no object to these people. When he finally staged the reunion, he would live stream it, and it was always a hit. Hundreds of thousands tuned in live, and soon his videos even attracted sponsors. That's because he had a knack for finding the best targets, like Ernie, an elderly veteran with PTSD, and a support dog as his only companion. After stealing his dog, he streamed himself pretending to find him.
You gotta be a certain kind of dickhead to do this. Like genuinely.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me that you went and did this to a veteran of all places? Listen, I have respect for veterans and what they've done and what they had to give up and sacrifice. So, for you to do this, where is your soul? Where is your conscience? Please. Because apparently you left it somewhere. Apparently that was getting in the way over here, acting like Jack Doherty of all people. If anything, he looks even worse.
And teased a dramatic live stream of the reunion when he would return the animal. But when he stepped inside the veteran's house, the dog stopped dead in its tracks.
So he just going, so what? You just barged into this man's house?
Kick the door in.
Let's just straight up just waltzed into this man's house, I guess.
And started whining. Now, he shrugged it off with a smile. There were thousands of viewers watching. With a sharp tug, he managed to get the dog moving until he got to the kitchen and found the man on the floor, dead. Panicked, he fumbled with the record button, desperate to shut off the stream. "This wasn't supposed to happen," he whispered. "I just steal them. I give them back. I'm not a killer." But the stream never actually stopped, and his followers heard everything.
Bro, it's a medical dog. And that guy died because he was worried about his animal. And you ended up killing that guy because he couldn't get help. That's just diabolical.
See, it's one thing to do it to, like, you know, healthy, able people, but an elderly veteran, dude, even if they were healthy, this is just wrong, bro. You have people over here stressing because their dogs are gone, and then you want to come back. You're basically robbing them. Basically, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Dang,
Animals and money.
This is crazy, bro. You already know what I'm gonna say. Just see some
in your house.
Just go see some random box outside your house, and you decide, "Oh, I'm gonna take this inside." Like, why? Like, why?
Some Indiana Jones type shit, Ark of the Covenant looking.
What's going on? It's a mimic! Oh wait, there's no teeth. Or a tongue. And you put your hand inside of it.
Your whole body in it.
You absolute buffoon.
The things we do for chess.
Is that an endless box? It is.
Wow.
No.
Don't put your...
No.
Are you retarded?
No. No, Abraham Lincoln!
But
I want to cut the video off right now. This got me hot. Like, you threw the whole wallet in there.
driver's license, everything.
Credit card, driver's license, possibly social security card. You know what you gotta do now? You gotta go park your behind at the DMV now. Forever. You know what? That's a good punishment. Go for your stupidness. Go ahead and sit at the DMV. Go ahead and think about your life choices.
Why would he even throw that? Why would he think, I have a bottomless box, I'm going to throw my wallet in it?
He could have thrown anything. He could have thrown the magazines. Yeah. He could have thrown anything. He went and did his wallet.
Like, why not throw a vase so if there is a bottom, we'd hear it break? Like,
Nettie, we're trying to rationalize a guy who found a random, gaudy-looking box outside his house, and he decided to bring it inside. And not only that, he opened it and almost put half himself. He almost threw himself into this bottomless pit. So why am I not surprised?
Yeah. Okay.
What? Okay, I think I see what's going on here. We may have reacted a little bit too prematurely. Man, so basically everything he throws in there, it comes back twice, like twofold or whatever.
That's why there was 2 pens on the table. Okay.
So that means, wait. Hold on a minute. Go back for a minute.
So he put a 5. Excuse me. He put a 5 in, then he saw 2 5s in his wallet.
Yeah, keep throwing the Lincoln in there, please. We keep going. Actually, you know what? Go to the bank, get 100. No, get 10 grand in that thick thing, in that thick packet that they give you, and then just throw it in there.
And don't double anything else. Just double your money.
Just double the money. Actually, you know what? Throw the whole house in there. Rent the other house.
Invest in real estate.
Hey, make your own real estate company. Who needs construction workers? Just duplicate the houses. Oh, man. Oh, now you have $20.
Did he feel it growing out of his ass?
I don't know. Hell yeah.
There. There.
You don't even know if this works on humans.
Yeah, why?
Oh, damn.
No. But the box is gone. The pen's gone. And he has 1 5.
Did he go back in time?
He did. But now he's in his own house, and can he see himself?
So when you drop stuff into the box, it just that thing returns back to the original point that from whence you dropped it, but it leaves a copy.
Right.
So in a sense, the box is in a way just doing time travel.
He should have stuck with just the money.
Yeah, because now what's going to happen if these two meet? I won't lie. I thought that the fact that he was going to copy himself just so he can clap his own cheeks, but okay.
Bruh.
Come on, you don't think that was going to be an option? Little like this guy literally was trying to clone himself. What else was he going to do?
He didn't need to clone himself to do that. He had his hand.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Why are you horrified? You did this to yourself. You know what? Let's just continue. You know what you gotta do now? You gotta kill him now.
You gotta kill yourself.
It's the only way. But wait, if he does that, will he cease to exist? Since technically this is kind of like a type, it's technically a type of time travel. If he does that to his earlier self, he might cease to exist.
It's true. How would you break the paradox?
Damn. He might have to take himself out. I don't know.
Maybe. That's what he heard outside. It was the creek. So he's gonna see.
This guy's facial expression is frying me, bro.
Oh. Oh shit. He's in a loop.
He's in a time loop.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Time travel things that sometimes they can be confusing, but dude, being in a time loop is scary. Like, you got to figure out what you got to do. Now, what do you do? Do you not just? I mean, since does he know? Like, now that he's back to the original point, does he know what he's doing? But then again,
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of weird because like you could go ahead and say maybe he could have stopped himself from climbing in the box, but then that might be an issue with a time paradox. Time travel is weird.
Didn't get in the box. Like if he just duplicated money and then went to bed, like.
My question is, what was the point? And you know what? I'm still in the fact that he might have wanted to clap his own cheeks, but who knows? Who knows?
Tucked his daughter in. She looked scared.
I am not, because why on earth would you want to go ahead unless the other option is that you wanted somebody to go to work that looked like you and thought like you, and you just stayed at home and did absolutely jack all. So that what else?
Asked him to check the closet. The father smiled and walked over, but as he pulled the closet door open, his face went numb. It was his daughter. She was crying, trembling. He completely froze in horror before snapping his head back to the bed. It was empty. He was panicked for a moment, but he shook it off. It must have just been his imagination.
Sir.
He calmed his daughter, tucked her in for real.
Sir, have we forgotten the real reason as to why we went to the closet in the first place?
Yeah.
This time and left the room. The dark room settled for a moment, but then the closet door slowly creaked open. They put the device on her grandma's
Not gonna lie, if this was a dark room, I'd probably have gotten me.
finger because she wasn't feeling well. It pricked her skin, took a drop of blood, and scanned her fingerprint. Then it gave a number, 9.8. This was bad. You see, elderly people would take this new test. The lower numbers meant that you would die peacefully, maybe in your sleep, years from now. But the high numbers, those meant a long, hard decline. So a pill was offered to those with high numbers. You would take it and pass peacefully in your sleep, skipping the years of anguish. They gave one to her grandma. Every night she'd sit at the kitchen table, pill in one hand, tea in the other. But she couldn't bring herself to take it. She felt okay. And over the next 6 months, her granddaughter noticed that nothing happened. So she started to do some research. She found some hidden files on the AI behind this test. She learned it had been altered. It wasn't predicting suffering. Insurance companies reprogrammed the AI to flag patients who would cost too much money as they aged. They weren't treating patients, they were eliminating expenses.
This isn't even creepy to me. This is just pissing me off. Like, genuinely, that's all it is just pissing me off.
Because
She
that
printed
is
off her
definitely something I
research
see somebody doing.
Yes, definitely.
and sped to her grandma's house to show her, but she couldn't find her. The grave
Oh, she took it.
Someone made her take the pill.
Yeah, somebody was silencing the grandma. Said that, oh no, you're taking that pill.
digger decided to open the casket just to take a quick peek inside. He was almost done digging the grave and sometimes liked to see the face of the person he was about to bury. But what he saw made him fall back in shock. It was his face staring up from inside. Heart racing, he sprinted home to his wife, leaving the grave half dug. But when he got there, his wife looked at him with horror. She backed away, trembling, reaching for a knife behind her. He stepped forward and she screamed. He ran. He didn't know where else to go, so he returned to the graveyard. But now there were figures standing around the open casket. He crept closer. Their skin was gray, their heads swollen, and eyes were black and wide. One of them turned. It placed a hand on his shoulder. You finished the mission, Zarthan. Great job as always. He couldn't move or speak, just frozen in confusion. The figure sighed. You poor thing. You've been down here too long. She reached up and touched his cheek, slowly peeling, revealing the truth. His skin came away like fabric, and beneath it, he's one of them.
What?
What?
I don't know what to say because
He became human, and why was his wife freaking out?
I don't even
Like,
know I don't know what to say about that one. That one, so many questions unanswered.
I
Okay.
feel like things were
Opened
done
the
out of order there. I don't know.
There seems to be a bit more context need to be had for that one.
Package and pulled out a sleek-looking headset with no branding, only a QR code. He scanned it, downloaded the game, and hit launch. He hesitated for a moment, but decided to put on the headset. Immediate bright flashes filled his vision, a loud, deafening tone, then everything went black. He woke up on his floor, dying of thirst and hopelessly confused. His phone buzzed and he picked it up. 55 missed calls, hundreds of texts. He looked at the date. 2 days had gone by. He scrolled through the messages. Please turn yourself in. How could you? Why? His mom's message read, I still love you, but you have to go to the cops.
What did he
The
do?
message included a video link. He clicked it. It was him, lighting a house on fire. He was committing multiple terrible crimes. But when he turned to get the headset, it was gone, along with his computer. Sirens approached. Red and blue flooded his room, heart beating out of his chest. His eyes caught the back door, and he decided to run. His wife was sitting beside
Huh.
That one definitely needed more context because what? Bro put in an Oculus and then all of a sudden he woke up 2 days later and then bam.
He was playing GTA in real life.
Bro's over here committing atrocities beyond human comprehension and he didn't even know he did it. Bro was treating real life like an SAO. My goodness gracious.
him. The kids were sleeping in the back seat. The road stretched, quiet and dark. Then headlights cut across the line. When he came to, they were gone. His family was dead because of a drunk driver, and he was all alone. Now, 20 years later, he's retelling the story for the 100th time to his psychiatrist. She had adjusted his medication many times, but nothing seemed to help. He was numb. He just couldn't enjoy life. So she suggested an experimental clinic that claimed it could completely erase specific memories. This would be perfect for him. He had been struggling with this weight for too long. He agreed, desperate to forget his trauma, signing all the waivers without hesitation. anything to make the pain disappear. At the clinic, a nurse prepared him for the procedure, noticing his trembling hands and downcast eyes. Then the lead scientist asked him to recall every detail: the collision, the screaming metal, the silence afterward. He poured it all out so the machine could trace the neural pathways and find his memory. They sedated him and the procedure began. It was supposed to be quick, but the system kept failing to lock on to the memory. The screen showed inconsistent data. The scientist grew frustrated. They sedated him deeper, forcing the machine to dig harder. In the control room, the nurse began to research records of his family to try and help, but she couldn't find anything. There was no marriage record for him, no children, nothing. She found an article about the car crash, and to her horror, she saw the man's face in a mugshot. He was the drunk driver that night. He was the one that killed the family, and he was about to forget it all. He strapped the shot.
What a dick.
So let me get this straight. It's not that he is traumatized of losing his family. He's traumatized by the fact that he ended a family and he wants to forget it.
And somehow he didn't go to prison.
No, it seemed like he went to prison. Yeah, it seemed like he went to prison, but because he has a mugshot.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Collar around her neck and pressed the button to test it out. You see, she barked at everything all of the time, and he had had enough. At first, he only shocked her when she barked, and it worked like a charm. But soon, he started shocking her when she just looked like she was about to bark. And one time, he even shocked her for no reason.
Okay.
She learned quickly and stopped barking, staying
dude.
silent even when startled.
Oh boy, it's good. Well, I can already tell where this is going.
One night, while the house was quiet, the dog suddenly stiffened. Her ears twitched and she stared down the hall. But she didn't bark. She only stared. The man noticed her posture and shook his head while gripping the remote. But a man stepped out from behind the wall, a gun in his hand. The owner's eyes went wide, but it was too late. He was dead, and his dog kept silent, just like he wanted.
Don't use shock collars, please.
See, it would have been fine if it was just only like, she was just barking at everything, like you said. Limited to that. But he shocked that dog for everything. So that's what made it like, you're being a dick. Like, stop, please.
Yeah.
They opened their new cleaning robot, and it picked up its own packaging, using AI to predict and detect messes. It vacuumed spills before they even hit the ground. It nagged Dad about his socks and chased the kids with a feather duster. It became part of the family, until one day it threw their groceries away. Then the dog's bed, then their shoes.
Mess potential eliminated.
It chirped. Then the dog vanished. The kids
Got the dog.
searched and the parents called until they noticed the robot dragging a trash bag. It jingled and a squeaky toy bounced free.
Mess potential eliminated. Floors secure.
A bloody broken broom laid nearby. For a second they stared, but when the robot grabbed the handle, they ran.
Further mess potential detected.
They locked themselves in the bedroom, and Dad pulled a shotgun from the closet. Suddenly, the door exploded inward. In the chaos, shots rang out. Everything was a blur. The next morning, there was silence. The house gleamed. Not a stain, not a sock, not a sound.
Mess potential eliminated.
3 friends were...
Huh.
I'm gonna stick to those little disc cleaning things that clean the floor. Less likely to go ahead and eliminate me as filth.
exploring the haunted theater, which had been abandoned for years. Locals told stories about unexplained noises and things moving by themselves, claiming the building was haunted. But it was scheduled to be torn down the next day, meaning this was their only chance to explore it. One of them joked about holding a seance. The others laughed until they reached the stage. A bowl of salt, a bird's skull, a blade, and an open book with a drawing of an old woman's twisted face. Then a faint sound came from the rafters. It almost sounded like a woman screaming in fear. Two of the friends laughed and stepped closer, but the third shook his head, saying it felt wrong. They kept urging him, promising that it was just for fun. Finally, he sighed and climbed onto the stage.
Damn that peer pressure.
Damn it.
They stood around the circle and joined hands. The air grew still, but they heard a soft scraping sound. It was the blade. It started to tremble. It scraped across the floor, slowly turning toward them. Then the massive curtain dropped with a heavy crash before the whole stage collapsed. The next morning, the demo crew searched the ruins. No sign of anyone inside, just a crushed skull, a sharp knife, and a book with a drawing. It was 3 terrified teens, sketched on the page. When the wrecking ball hit, the workers swore they heard screams coming from inside the walls. They rolled him into the nursing home.
Yeah, that was actually pretty creepy. All right.
Yeah.
Even though he didn't want to go. And they took his beloved dog with them when they left.
Oh, come
now
on.
his days were filled with pills, checkups, and bland meals served on trays. But without his dog, everything felt hollow. He began to notice things. Pills left untouched, piling up on tables. Now he recognized these medications. Drugs that, mixed wrong, could be deadly. And soon after, people around him started dying, one by one. Each loss explained away by staff as just old age. Late one night, he called his daughter and whispered, "It isn't safe here." He begged her to let him move back home, but she just asked if he had been taking his pills. As the days passed, more deaths followed. Then a nurse collapsed suddenly in the dining hall. This time, there was no explanation. The staff scrambled, ordering cameras to be installed. Weeks later, his daughter was called in for a meeting. The police were there. They pulled up grainy footage of the old man. He was crushing pills, mixing the powder into the communal sugar jar. A nurse stirred the sugar into her coffee, took a sip, and collapsed. It was him. The family turned in horror, but he just smiled while petting his dog.
I told you, it isn't safe here.
Yeah. While you're there.
Yeah. Just wanted his dog that much? Shit.
Man was a serial killer back in the day. He said, "You know what? Seems like a good enough people here for the picking. No one will suspect a thing."
Claire took the new weight loss pill, excited to finally get rid of her hunger. She celebrated over a pizza dinner with her family, but her plate remained empty. Her appetite had vanished. She finally felt in control. Within just a few days, the weight melted off. But then, the real change started to hit. Pancakes smelled like vomit. Homemade meals made her gag. Even water tasted rotten. She tried to quit the pills, but even after she stopped, her body still reacted like everything was poison. Just the thought of food made her panic. Doctors told her the medication had connected the thought of food with being poisoned. It couldn't be undone, and it was happening to everyone who had taken it. After months of being on a feeding tube, she finally got the news. A second pill had hit the market, offering 24 hours of relief. She cried as she finally enjoyed dinner with her family, and every bite was better than she ever remembered. But within a day, the pharmacies were out of the new medication. People ended up fighting over the pills in the streets. One night, Claire dragged herself to a pharmacy. It was already filled with others like her. Rummaging through the medications scattered on the floor, she grabbed a handful of mixed pills and swallowed, desperately hoping that something in there would bring her hunger back.
That's sad and terrifying at the same time. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sheesh.
Her shovel hit something as she was helping in the garden. She thought it was a rock at first, but when she pulled it out, it was cold and heavy.
It's the dang time machine again!
Over and handed it to her father. He kept a straight face,
digging that
but
up?
he was just as confused. Later that evening, as he was studying it, something began to move. He stepped back, scared, and knocked over the lantern. Oil and
Dang it, Zach, I knew what you were doing with this dang compilation. You wanted to figure out a way to connect the last video with this one. Alright.
flames began
This
to
is apparently
spread.
where this
He
began.
stumbled back and knocked the dial onto the floor. The flames were gone. The lantern stood upright. The dial was back on the anvil. Now, he was a man of God, and this was sorcery. He grabbed a mallet and struck it again and again, but it wouldn't break. So he carried it deep into the woods. Then he dug
Witchcraft.
until the hole was deeper than himself.
That
He
deep
threw
for
it
all
in,
that?
buried it, whispered a prayer, and left. And the dial sat there, undisturbed, for 150 years. Until one day, a different shovel hit it. Click
Lord of the
here to
Rings?
continue the story.
So that, but wait a minute. Why did you release this video before the new one?
Yeah.
Oh well. guys, if you want to see my reaction to that video, we'll put that at the end. The 19 of Zack D Films' creepiest fiction stories. Nettie, what do you think about this? Like, honestly, they were pretty good. I feel like some of them needed some extra context, but I feel like they were pretty decent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were some that were intriguing. Some of them just been like, oh, okay, sure, and then some were just like, okay, hold on, wait a minute. So they all had varying degrees of good and bad, but there were some that genuinely piqued my interest. I mean, especially that last one. It seemed like a Lord of the Rings thing, where like the ring falls away and then it's picked up. Like I was more interested in that last one. I think out of all of them, I was like, well, shit, what happened next? So now I gotta wait for you to make the next video to see the rest of it.
Well, I already went ahead and reacted to to this one because the one that you see, it says 10-second time machine. I reacted to that one. It's actually pretty good. But
Okay.
but in your, like, what specific one of these 19 stories do you think piqued your interest the most?
Besides that last one, probably one of the ones that I thought was really good was the kid stuck in the time loop at 3:34 in the morning. That because I always seem to wake up around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I get up early anyways for work,
Same.
and that would be horrifying to wake up, hear a noise, and then you go to investigate it, and then you're reset and you're back there again.
Mm-hmm.
That is intriguing and frightening all at the same time, and it's something that I deal with on a regular basis because my sleep schedule is trash, and I always seem to wake up way earlier than I need to, and I would hate to have that happen on top of it.
Yeah, I get what you mean. All right, guys. So this was the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Who knows? We'll probably go ahead and do this again another time. So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.
Peace.